Hi there, and welcome back to another Papetti Math YouTube video tutorial, where today I am going to be teaching you Algebra 1. And in this lesson, we're going to take a look at our very beginning of multiplying polynomials. And it says in the previous lesson, you learned how to add and subtract polynomial expressions. In this lesson, you will learn how to multiply a monomial, remember that's a one-term expression, by a polynomial, a two or more term expression. Your exponent rules from chapter 5 will be very useful when multiplying a monomial by a polynomial. Let's see what we mean by that. So in exercise number 1, it says in each of the following examples, multiply the monomial by the polynomial. So we're going to be multiplying in part A 3x times 6x minus 7. So we have a number outside this set of parentheses, which means we're going to have to multiply by everything inside those parentheses, which means we're going to be doing some distribution here. First thing we're going to be multiplying is 3x times 6x. So first thing I want to do is multiply my coefficients. So I get 3 times 6 is 18, and then x times x. Now this is a very important one because x times x is always going to give you x squared. Okay, when you multiply an x times an x, you get x squared. When you add an x plus an x, you get 2x. So we're going to have 18x squared because 3x times 6x is 18x squared. And now we have a 3x times a negative 7, so it's going to be negative 3 times 7 is 21, and we can't forget about the x on the 3 right there, so 21x. So when we multiply this monomial times the polynomial, we get 18x squared minus 21x. Going on to part B, we have 7x times x to the second power plus 8. So again, let's distribute, and we're going to get 7x times x squared is going to be, well, this is really 7x times 1x squared, so it's going to be 7 times 1 is 7, and x, that's really x to the first, times x squared. Our rule for multiplying exponents, like it said from chapter 5, is going to be to keep our base of x and add our exponents 1 plus 2. So that's going to give us x to the third. So x times x squared is x to the third. And then 7x times 8 is going to give us 56x. Looking at part C, we have x squared times 5x minus 9. So let's start with x squared times 5x, and that's going to give us 5. And x squared times x is x to the third we just saw. And x squared times negative 9 is going to be negative 9x squared. When we multiply two things like that, we just stick them together, right? X squared times that 9 is just going to be 9x squared. And we have 9x. Now we're multiplying by a trinomial, to be more specific. It is a polynomial, but a trinomial, more terms than a, b, and c. And we have 9x times x squared, and that's going to give us 9x to the third power. Then we're going to have 9x times 8x, and 9 times 8 gives me 72, and x times x is x squared. And finally, 9x times negative 10 is going to be negative 9 times 10 is 90x. In part E, we have 10x squared multiplied by this whole thing. So again, I'm going to distribute. I get 10x squared times x to the third is 10x to the 2 plus 3. That's 5. 10x squared times negative 5x squared is going to be negative 50 because I do 10 times 5 first. And then x squared times x squared is x to the 2 plus 2, which is 4. And finally, 10x squared plus 10x squared times 13x is 130 x to the third, because x times x squared gives me x to the third power. And now in part F, we have some decimal outside the parentheses, and we're going to multiply 0.2 or 2/10 times 2/10 x to the fourth times 8x to the fifth. So 8 times 0.2 is going to give me 1.6. And x to the fourth times x to the fifth is going to give me x to the ninth power. 0.2 times 20 is going to give me, well, 0.2, that's going to be 4. x to the fourth times x to the third is going to give me x to the seventh. And finally, 0.2x to the fourth times negative 1x is going to give me negative 0.2, and x to the fourth times x is x to the 4 plus 1, and that's 5. So we should get 1.6 x to the ninth plus 4 x to the seventh minus 0.2 x to the fifth for that exercise, part F. And if this video was helpful in multiplying a monomial by a polynomial, please give it a thumbs up and you're ready for exercise number 2. Thank you for watching.